Hello and welcome to Manifestation Mastery Course, video 30. This is 30A, the letter A. So this is Manifestation Mastery video 30A. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the hidden key to manifestation that the gurus aren't telling you about. Now, why they're not telling you? I could be cynical and say that they are keeping it from you because if you knew about this, you wouldn't have to keep going back and buying their books and going to their seminars and paying for it. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I think it's true in a lot of cases. I think they simply don't know. Because let's be honest. Look, be honest with your experience about manifestation. Isn't it true that more often than not, it's hit or miss? Sometimes you want to manifest something and it can manifest that moment or the next day. Maybe it takes a while. Maybe it never happens. Let's be honest. Manifestation can be very hit or miss. Trying to manifest your intentions. As I teach in all of my videos and in my courses, the main goal is for you to be a true human. And a true human is somebody who can manifest their intentions. Simply think about, I want this, and it will manifest for them. Sometimes immediately, sometimes it'll take a little while, but always. That is the destiny of all human beings. That's what human beings are designed for. So, if you're like me, and you have had difficulty doing that or outright failure, that's because there's something wrong. When we can determine what is wrong and we're able to align ourselves to our true nature, then that will happen naturally. But there are two kinds of enlightenment. There's the instant enlightenment, which we all want, which is what people want to tell you they can give you. And then there's the enlightenment of the educational variety, which means that you learn. You learn what to do in order to create the right scenario so that manifestation will occur. And I much prefer the second one because you have no control over the first one. And I don't care. Listen, I don't care who they are, but any guru who wants you to believe that they are enlightened and they don't have any problems and they are somehow... The reason why that is destructive to your manifestation is because the underlying assumption of that is that they're better than you. They're different than you. And so you have to go to them so that they can put their hands on you or say the magic words or, trust me, I could go on and on and on about that garbage. But if you are somebody who has had difficulty manifesting, if it's been hit or miss or if it's been outright failure, good news, you're human in this world. You're just like me. What I share is not something that I've only read in a book somewhere or some teacher told me. I only teach what I myself have put into practice and have proven in my life through practice and experience. And as I tell my students, if you do what I do, you'll get what I get. And what I've got right now is I am on the beach, living on the beach in Queensland, in Australia. And I'm surfing my brains out. I work every other day, and the days that I work, maybe I'll work for 3 or 4 hours, and the rest of the time I'm napping or surfing or, swimming in the ocean or hiking in the forest. That's what's going on with me. And that's because this is what I'm living is a direct result of the ability to manifest my specific intentions. I specifically intended this, and it's even better than I intended. That's another thing that I found about true manifestation. So when you are aligned and you know what the rules are and how to play the game, you not only get what you want, you get better than what you could have imagined. So let's talk a little bit about it. So there's instant manifestation. If you go on to YouTube right now and you type in instant manifestation, there will be no shortage of videos of wannabe gurus telling you how to manifest something instantly. And I got nothing against it. Some of them are, they're decent little rituals. There's nothing wrong with it. If it works for you, I'm happy for you. I want you to have all the success. I don't care how you find it, whether it's through me or somebody else. My experience, that stuff is very hit or miss. And lots of times it's just cotton candy. The New Age movement wants you to just keep eating cotton candy. It tastes really good. There's no nutritional value. It won't fill you up. It'll rot your teeth. But, meth too. You want to smoke meth? Please don't. But, you get an instant high. It's, but it rots your teeth out. I kind of have the same feeling about a lot of the New Age stuff. Again, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to cause any controversy. But instant manifestation, that can happen. I've experienced it. I know you probably have as well. Question is, how do you control it? Well, the thing is, you can't. You can't control instant manifestation. But there is a type of manifestation that you can control. And that is manifestation where you build and create your reality, and then you walk into it. What ends up happening is that most people do this instinctually. You are wired to do it. That's the great thing about it. If you follow what I teach, as a human being, you are already wired to do it. I don't care how screwed up your life is. I have very little patience for victims. Not because I don't understand or I don't have compassion or I don't relate. I do. I've been there. I know people like that. It's very sad. I really wish that I could share with everybody, here's what you can do to have the life of your dreams. But the reality is that there are people who live like victims. And what happens is sometimes you give these tools to victims, people who have a victim mentality that they can't escape, they will start to make progress and then they'll walk away from it. Now, they can't help it. Their unconscious mind has been programmed for them to be miserable. They think on an unconscious level that's what they're supposed to be. So when they start to move away from that, they end up walking away. If you talk to them, they'll tell you, that doesn't work, I did this, and this is what happened. But if you watch them from a distance and you watch them, you'll see they're starting to make progress. So I want to help you with that. I want to help you to understand how to create and manifest in a way that grows over time and gets better over time. To create your universe so that you walk into it. And seemingly, if you didn't know what it was that you were doing, it would seem as though you just walked into something magnificent that just fell into your lap and it was God's will and you were blessed by the angels. Or that's not how it works. The Hawaiian shamans, the Huna practitioners, as I understand it, have a really great metaphor for how this works. Now, understand that they have an understanding of the three minds. They use different words than I do, but it's extremely important that you understand the three minds, and I'm going to get into that into a moment. But what the Huna shamans say is that when you change your intention, I'm using my words now, when you change your intention about your reality, what ends up happening is that the energies of the universe are constantly creating what you are consciously and unconsciously intending. You are intending your reality. Whatever your reality is, I don't care how horrible it is, you don't realize it, but you intended it. Now, before you click off because you're going to tell me, I didn't intend to have this, I understand. You didn't consciously do it. It happened on the unconscious level. The unconscious means you are unconscious. You are unaware. We all have it. You wouldn't be human if you didn't have an unconscious. The trick is to get your unconscious to work for you instead of against you. That's what I'm here to help you learn. So, they say that when you shift and change your intention, the forces of the universe have to tear down the intention that that they're creating for you. It's like they're in the future and they're hammering together like a movie set. They're creating the reality that you're intending. and you're walking into it. And that's what happens in every moment. You walk into your previous intention that the forces of the universe are putting together. You know, the dwarves. The dwarves are running around and they're building your intentions. Dwarves are real entities, real. My ancestors talked a lot about the dwarves that built the universe, that continue to build the universe. And we won't get into that today. But whatever, however you want to talk about it, your intentions are continuously creating your reality just in front of you, and you walk into each moment. And you think it's a constant, but it's not. It rebuilds itself. You know, just like this video. This video that you're watching is constantly rebuilding itself. If the internet connection stops, I'll go there, and you won't see me, and then it'll fizzle out. Reality is like that. It's constantly being built every single moment. Every single molecule, every single bit of matter and energy is being put together. Every single nanosecond. So, according to the Huna shamans, when you change your intention of your reality, then the forces of the universe that are building the set of your reality that you're about to walk into, that's like they get a new, we got to change the set. And they go, oh, all right, let's tear it down. And they start tearing it down because everything is built with energy. And then they have to start from scratch. That's the challenging part. The way that the Huna shamans say it is that when you change your intention of your reality, then your current reality has to come crashing down on your head. It's exactly like you're walking into, your house, but there's construction going on, and you've decided to add a second story, and workers have to come in, and they have to smash through the roof and tear the roof apart, and so things are falling, plaster and wood is falling to the ground, but they're going to build a second story. You're going to go from a tiny one-bedroom house to, a bigger two-story whatever. That's what happens, and unfortunately, that's the reality of it. Your reality is built. It doesn't necessarily always come together like that. You have to have things in a very specific setup for that to happen, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what that is and why. This will totally explain to you why it's been so challenging for you, or why some people seem to get everything they want and you don't. This will explain why. When you shift your intention on an unconscious level, not just on a conscious level, but on an unconscious level, then the forces of the universe have to stop what they're doing, and they're building your misery, or whatever your imperfect reality is. They're out there building it. They have to stop. They have to tear it down and start all over again. So if you get that, like you sit down, let's say you're going to do some remodeling to your house, and you sit down with a contractor and you tell the contractor what you want. And the contractor says, okay, I can do that. And then they're going to say, so what's going to happen is that's going to take 6 months or 3 months or 9 months or whatever it is. And what's going to happen is we're going to have to crash through here, so you won't be able to use the living room from March to April, and then we're going to go do the bathroom, so you won't be able to use the downstairs bathroom. There's going to be people hammering, all that, blah, 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 blah. And there are people coming in and out of your house, and you have, if you want to go stay in a hotel, you can, but whatever. That's what happens in your life. If your life is not the way you want it, it's not in alignment with your true soul desire, and you continue to intend this imperfect reality, and then you decide to get your life together. You're going to get in shape, and you're going to eat right, and you're going to make more money, and you're going to be more happy, whatever it is. You make that intention, especially if you're doing the energetic work on the unconscious level to rebuild your unconscious. Then what happens is it's just like that. Now, the difference is you don't know. When you're sitting with the contractor, he says it's going to take X amount of time, and here's the schedule. On Monday, we're going to be here. On Tuesday, we're going to be here. You can plan around it. It may be really inconvenient for you and unpleasant to see, but you're happy because you know how long it's going to take and what is going to be there when it's all done. And you're thinking about how wonderful your house is going to be when it's all done. When you manifest and you change your reality, You're expecting, like you've been told by all of the manifestation and law of attraction gurus, just manifest this and feel that. And great. If that can happen for you, I swear I want that for you. But that's not how the universe works most of the time. Most of the time, like the Huna shamans say, your old reality has to come crashing down on your head. And this is when people give up. They go back to what they know. So that would be like if you had the contractor and you told him and you gave him a down payment. You didn't give him all the money because you don't want to. So you give him, I'll give you 25%, and he'll go, okay, and I'll get started and we'll start doing that. And then I'll need the other, 50 or 75% on such and such a date, whatever. It would be as if you gave him the down payment to start creating your reality. He comes in, he tears open the roof, and there's plastic on your roof, and it rains and a little bit of water gets in, and it's dusty, and there's crap everywhere, and there's workers coming in and out and playing their music, and it's just like, oh my God, what have I got? And then you just go, I can't do this. I'm sorry, I can't do this, and fix it the way it was. Just take the rest of my money and just put the roof back on. I can't do it. I'm going to live in my tiny, miserable little house. That's what most people do. Because they number one, they're not aware that there is a process happening, and they're not aware that they have to continue to be a part of that process for who knows how long. But if you're willing to go through the process, the end result is now you've got this house, and now nothing leaks, and now you've got a better bathroom fixtures, and you've got a second story, and you know what I mean? That's how life works. That's the reality of it. That's what the gurus don't tell you. And they don't tell you because they know that you don't want to hear that. They tell you what you want to hear because they want your money and or they want your worship. I don't care what you think of me. Me personally, I have no interest of having followers. Wherever I go and live, people don't know what I do. My followers are out there, and there's people who, send me letters and say, you're my soulmate, and you're the most amazing. The average person on the street does not have any clue who I am or what I do, and I like it that way. People out there who channel Zohar and all of the other beings who promise to give you the healing with their presence, I've got nothing against that, but true healing is you're with somebody who empowers you to do the work yourself. They don't do it for you. They don't give you cotton candy. All right, so now I said that I was going to tell you what the importance of the unconscious is. So let me get into that for a moment. So what you are told by the gurus is that you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. And they tell you that if you can just put programming into your subconscious mind, then you'll be able to intend your reality. And so they give you things like positive affirmations. And the theory goes that with positive affirmations, you are programming your subconscious mind, and then your subconscious mind is creating your reality. That is incomplete information. And when you have incomplete information, it's the same as being completely false. Which is why for many of you, if not most, be honest, when you sit around and you do conscious affirmations, how often does it work? Some people, if it works for you, again, if it works for you, I wish you all the best. I really do. I have nothing against you being happy. I'm only sharing with you what things work with me. Maybe I'm more screwed up than you. And trust me, I have my share of problems. That's why I am the average person's guru, because the average person is screwed up. They didn't just fly down from the heavens, and they are not smelling of incense and flowers. And they're humans, and they, right? I'm like you. I only do what has worked for me. So conscious affirmations don't work because you don't have a conscious and a subconscious. You have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind right there in the middle, and then you have an unconscious mind. And whenever somebody uses the word subconscious, 99.99% of the time they mean subconscious. Excuse me, I just did it. Whenever somebody uses the word subconscious, especially anybody talking about law of attraction, they go program your subconscious. 99.99% of the time they want to say unconscious, but they don't know that there's a difference. They may not even know that there's an unconscious. You have a conscious, a subconscious, and an unconscious. So what they're really trying to say is you have to reprogram your unconscious mind. But somebody who says that you are reprogramming your subconscious or unconscious mind with positive affirmations does not know how the three minds work. Your unconscious mind is programmed, and it's usually programmed in past lives and in your childhood. We're talking like 3, 4, 5 years of age. That's when the programming gets in there and it is solidified. That is the program of your life. It's like my computer. I'm using software right now. My software has coding and it's programmed to do certain things. If the programming is off, the program won't work. If you have been programmed to be destructive to yourself on any level, it does not matter how strongly you feel feelings or how much conscious effort you put into it. It will not change the unconscious programming. Your unconscious mind believes that it is helping you. This is the beauty of the unconscious mind. When you program the unconscious mind correctly, then you can sit back and it just goes on autopilot. I'm living it. It goes on autopilot and it creates your perfect reality, beyond your perfect reality. And to you, it's like, wow, life is amazing. I just sit here and life is doing all this great stuff. But in reality, there's this unconscious computer program that is constantly churning out your unconscious programming, your unconscious intentions. So if you have been programmed like everybody has something, or they wouldn't be human. Some of us have more than others. I am one of those more than others. I am one of those people. I grew up in an alcoholic home with an alcoholic father and an overprotective, dominating mother and an abusive older brother. And I got programmed with all of the wrong things about what I was and my relationship to the universe. And for the majority of my life, all of my adult life up until just a few years ago, I was struggling just like you. And I'm not anymore. I really, I have my personal issues. That's one thing. But in terms of my life, the externals of my life, I should feel guilty, but I don't. It's just so easy. So when you decide, maybe you're listening to me right now and you're deciding, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. I'm tired of being miserable and creating my reality. Great. So then what's most likely going to happen is you will have to learn how to continue to walk through your life as your old life comes crashing down on your head. And here's what this is like. That's like you're going in stages. You meet with the contractor. You tell the contractor, here's what I want. The contractor says, okay. And he comes back with blueprints and a plan and a cost and all of that. And he says, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bust open the roof on this part of the house. And then so you're not going to be able to use that front part of the house. And then don't worry, we'll cover it over, but we'll clean up the mess. And you say, okay. And then you and the contractor say, and while that's going on, you and I are going to meet on a regular basis and we're going to keep thinking about all the other things that we're going to do. So while the roof is being fixed, you're going to then sit down with the contractor and talk about, okay, here's what I'd like to do in the kitchen. Here's what I'd like to do in the bathrooms. And then I want to put build a guest house over here on this part of the property. So no matter what is going on, whatever's falling down on your head, you are focused in the future on what else you're going to create. That's the best metaphor that I can give you. And what most people do is they meet with the contractor and they say, okay, let's fit, and here's all I want to do. And the contractor says, okay. And you say, okay, you just take care of it. And then next thing you know, your house is falling apart and you didn't know what, and I didn't realize I wasn't going to be able to use the bathroom on Tuesday. And and the contractor said, I told you that was going to, and you're like, no, you didn't. And then you stop halfway through. I know, because that happened. That happened to me as a kid. I grew up, I grew up in a big 2-story house. And sometime in the 70s, the mid 70s, early 70s, my mom went to my dad and said she wanted to remodel the house. And so my dad agreed to it. And then what happened is contractors came in and they busted through the walls. And then they started building, more, what do you call that stuff? The sheetrock on the side of the thing. And you could still see, that house no longer exists. But, the contractors circled it and, put the measurements of what he was going to put in and, that kind of stuff. And then for some reason, my dad decided that he didn't want to go through with it. And so he canceled and they stopped. And now I'm a little kid. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is that all of a sudden, huge chunk of this big 2-story house is unusable. And it got to the point that they're in a 3 bathroom house. There was only 1 bathroom available. There was only 1 shower available in this 3-bedroom house that had 3 showers in it. The only one that was available was 1 bathroom with 1 shower. And, me and my brother and my sister and my mom, we would have to wait in line and and it's ridiculous. We're in this huge 2-story house. And this is how I lived throughout my childhood. And then I left home and went to college and blah, blah, blah. And my mom stayed there. My dad died. And then after my dad died, my mom went and finished remodeling the house and then sold it. And then they went in and bulldozed it. And now where my house used to be, there are 3 houses. That's what most people do. What most people do is they sit down with the contractor and they get the plans going and they change their reality. And I'm going to get my life together, damn it. And I'm going to have this and I'm going to have that. And if they work with me, I give them specific things to do. And I tell them, hey, your unconscious may revolt. Be prepared for it. Don't stop. And then they work with me on a private, we work on a regular basis. And I tell them it's going to happen. But I've done this so much that a lot of them come to me and they have reasons why they don't want to this week, and I've got to take a break, and and they get mad at me when I say, listen, we got to keep working together. We've just got things started. The feelings that you're having now are good. All of the fear and all that stuff means that you're shifting. Your identity of who you think you are is changing. Your life is getting better, right? Yeah, it's getting better. I'm doing everything you said. Good. Don't leave. We need to keep working together. But, and then you're trying to control me and tell me, and I never hear from them again. Sometimes sometimes we can work through it. I'm okay with that. But as many times as not, I never see him again. That's what most people do. I don't judge them. I did it for most of my adult life. I totally get it. But now that I've seen it work and I've worked through it, here's the best part. So now I'm going to tell you how instant manifestation occurs. I told you that instant manifestation only works most of the time under certain conditions. Here are the conditions. So realize that your unconscious mind is constantly, every nanosecond, manifesting whatever programming you don't know you have. Consciously, you think, I want this, I want that. Unconsciously, you've got something else going on. That's why things you don't like keep manifesting no matter what. No matter how many seminars you go to, no matter how many, new age gurus put the incense in front of you and the feathers, no matter how many times that happens, you still keep manifesting the crap. Right? What needs to happen is you need to have a technology to defrag your unconscious mind, your hard drive, to clean that garbage out, and to reprogram it towards what your soul truly wants. That can sometimes take time. The more damage that there is in your life, I'm sorry to say, but the longer it will take, the more work it will take. That is called karma. I can't change that. Sorry, I wish I could. I know a bunch of you just logged off and you don't want to hear anything I have to say because you don't want to work for it. You want me to give it to you. I wish I could. But I'm not Jesus. I'm not going to die for your sins. You, like Odin, have to die to yourself and create your own life. So when you have done the work with the right technology to clean out your unconscious mind and reprogram it, then there's no unconscious garbage in there. This is where the law of attraction and those who teach it fail because they only know of the conscious and the subconscious. They think as long as you keep putting, thoughts and intentions into your subconscious mind, that it will magically just create what you put in there. That's only true if your unconscious mind is clear. And for most people, it's not. That's why conscious intentions don't work. Because you're saying, I want to be rich, I want to be successful, I want to have love in my life, and your unconscious is saying, you're a loser, you'll never have love, and money is stupid and you don't deserve it. That's what's going on underneath the surface. You can tell yourself, tell the cows come home and it won't change anything. But if you take the actions that I teach you to do, neo.thunderwizard.com, courses.thunderwizard.com, subscribe, hit the bell button. When you do the things I tell you to do, you will have a technology. You will have some control. Yes, it may take some time, but at least you have the technology to go and fix your unconscious. Like, look, you want to become Mr. Olympia? There's this technology called weightlifting in gyms. You have to go to the gym. I saw this thing on Yahoo of this 63-year-old grandmother with this amazing body, just crazy body, like better than 90. I mean, it wasn't like she looks good for her age. She's just crazy hot. Well, she goes to the gym 5 days a week, and spends 2 hours in the gym, and eats right and gets her head together, and she works at it. I tell you, the older you get, you got to work at it. So if you want manifestation, you are going to have to work at it. All right. So the thing to do is if you clean out your unconscious mind, then guess what? Now there's nothing in the way for you to, if you want then to have a conscious affirmation, and you can say to yourself, you know what? I want to live in a 2-bedroom house with wood. I swear to God I said this. I want to live in a 2-bedroom house on the beach with wood paneling and be in walking distance to perfect surf, empty surf. And I have it. It's getting better. I'm telling you. Every day I get more surprised at how much, and I've got a lot more. I can't wait to see what else is coming. All right. So I told you that I was going to give you a shamanic technique that I've taught before, but now you have more information. I am going to teach you what to do. And if you use this technique with this understanding that every time you use this technique, you are intending for each nanosecond. Remember, whatever your intentions are, conscious or unconscious, you are creating your future. And you walk into it, you feel like it's happening right now, but it's not. It was created in this moment. You create in this moment what's going to happen. My ancestors called the beings who control fate or destiny the Norns, Norns. They were 3 giantesses. This is where, like, you get whenever you see in sci-fi movies or fantasy movies or Shakespeare, you see 3 witches around a cauldron. That comes from the ancient European mythology of the Norns, the three giantesses who weave reality. They weave reality. One is called debt, which means the future, same as karma. One is called origins, which means the past. And one is called ever unfolding now, the immediate now. Now. And we live in the present moment, always. And in the present moment, we create the past. Sometimes we recreate it. We keep reliving your unconscious pattern there. You keep reliving it. You keep you'll find people who are victims when something goes wrong. And you see, I told you nothing works. And they go back into that old thing. They keep creating the origins. And then what you create in the past will create a debt in the future that has to be lived out. You walk into the future, it's the now, and you're living the now of what you created in the past. So the answer to that is learn how to continuously be creating from a clear unconscious, or at least have your unconscious programmed to the way you want it to be programmed. And keep walking into the debt. The debt then is that the universe owes you a debt of prosperity, happiness, health, all that stuff. There's a science to this. It's not cotton candy. There's a science to it. There's a law behind all of it. Okay? So to hear about that technique, you're going to want to go to thunderwizard.com. You can see thunderwizard.com in both of these links, but you can just go to thunderwizard.com or go to neo.thunderwizard.com and click on the fourth tool. Go to thunderwizard.com, and when you get there on the right side of the page, you're going to see, you'll get to a Patreon page. On the right side of the page, you're going to see the Manifestation Mastery Course subscription. Subscribe to that. What? I got to subscribe to something? Yep, because I've given this stuff away. I keep trying. I keep testing this, I should say. I keep experimenting. And I will give this stuff away to people who don't work for it or don't pay for it. And more often than not, they crap all over it because it doesn't mean anything to them. So I've learned that if it's not valuable to you, you won't do anything about it. If you subscribe, you damn well will every month, because it's only a monthly subscription. You can try it for a month. You don't like it, get rid of it. But if you're serious about it, because you subscribed, you are going to put the time and effort and do it. And I want you to do it. If I just throw it out there, most people won't do anything with it. Because, like I said, it doesn't mean anything to them. It's got to mean something to you. So go to thunderwizard.com. Click on Manifestation Mastery Course, and then you can see Manifestation Mastery Course Video 30B, where I teach you that technique again, how to understand how to keep creating on a moment-to-moment basis your future. And then when you get there, trust me, when you get there, you are going to it'll be so easy, and it will be on autopilot. Just have to do tiny little maintenance things. So all you got to do is just do some maintenance. Just a little bit of maintenance, and it keeps working like clockwork. And you can keep manifesting more and more and better. I do it all the time. I'm constantly seeking to manifest and improve my life, and I'm telling you it works. Absolutely, without a doubt, it works. Okay? All right, that's it. Go to thunderwizard.com, click on Manifestation Mastery Course, and look for video 30B, like boy. And you can, if you do what I do, you'll get what I get. All right, I'll see you over there.